Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. Sora and Oled and Metroid. Oh my! We have a ton of super exciting things to talk about this week. This has been an awesome week in gaming. I don't know about you guys, but this I feel like is one of those times where it's like this is a great time to be a gamer, especially a Nintendo gamer. It's just awesome stuff has been happening. I personally haven't been playing a lot, but we will talk about everything that's been going on because it's been pretty good. Hope you guys are feeling the same way. I know it's been a busy week for all three of us, but
it feels like everyone else's Christmas, just posting and Twitter like all the time, and I'm very happy for you guys. I'm very happy you got your SWOLEDs. I'm very happy you got your Metroid Dread special editions. Yeah, that wasn't me at all.
It's gonna be good for you soon, Garret. It's gonna be. I know you have
gonna
a
be
story
okay.
time.
Patience, young grasshopper.
It's gonna be okay. Before we start, Garret, why don't you start the show by thanking our patrons?
Sure. So thank you very much, Edwin Callow, AJ Pentecost, Chris M, Devin Tyus, Horse Girl 69.
Nice.
Joe Wilson, Josh Barboni, Kyle Heyman, Nick Creature, Nick Fallharbor, Paul Calico, RJ Kern, Stephen Keller, and Zach Adams. Thank you guys for all that you do.
Thank you. Man, I think we've all been pretty busy this week. I personally haven't been playing a whole lot, but I have been busy with keeping up with all of the news this week. I feel like it's just such a hype time, and finally I think I'm going to be able to jump into a lot of these exciting things. I haven't been playing a whole lot. I did finish the Blaster Master Zero that I started last week.
Oh, cool.
I finished that. Kind of a nice, like, it felt Metroid-y, so it was kind of a nice lead up to what I'm going to be playing this next upcoming week. But other than that, really haven't been playing much. But I did start like the first half hour of Dread before the podcast tonight, and I'm really enjoying it so far. We'll talk a little bit about that later because we will talk about the review scores and how that's been received. But Elaine, why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
Sure. So I'm still working my way through Kina Bridge of Spirits on the PS5. Yes, I know it's a Nintendo show. Don't worry, people. I play those games too. I promise I do. But this has got Nintendo vibes. It's like got one of those cute. Sort of the further into it I get, the further it's like Pikmin-esque, where you're directing these little rock creatures. You can put hats on them. You can
that's so cute.
So I got ones with mushroom hats and ones with little clovers, and ones have pots on their head, and it's super freaking cute, dude. So it's got a very like Pikmin joyous vibe. It's harder than one of those games. The combat is challenging, and it's still I like that engagement. Besides that, I've been challenged to Street Fighter 2 tournament by two children that I cannot allow to beat me. So
are they your children?
They're not my children. They're someone else's children, right?
Children.
So there's an almost 12-year-old child and a 10-year-old child who's just like, oh, we see you like video games. We want to challenge you to Street Fighter 2 tournament. So I've been playing Street Fighter Anniversary Edition, the 30th Anniversary Edition on Switch to ready myself because I'm a little rusty. Like I can't. If these kids beat me, I'm gonna boot up the arcade machine and be like, beat me on sticks.
Let's go. Show them.
No, they're gonna lose their minds.
So what controller are you playing it on with this thing?
The Pro controller. I grew up playing a lot of Street Fighter on a D-pad on the SNES. Actually, that was how I played most of Street Fighter. Either that or in the arcade. I'm better with a D-pad, but it feels better to play with the joystick. So, but if I want to win, I would like to win.
Those Twitch actions.
Because your kids are into cool games. These kids are into cool games. Meanwhile, and I was going to tweet this, but I didn't. But the kids at my school, man, let me tell you, like most of them are into like Mario and Pokemon and stuff. But I had this one kid the other day who I had that Metroid little squeeze ball. He's like, is this from a video game? I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, what kind of games do you like? I like to play games too, trying to form a connection with them. And he goes, He goes, I'm a lot younger than you, so I know a lot more about video games than you do. I'm okay, like
The amount
most
of
kids
sass from that
probably
child.
think that like grown-ups don't play games. That's fair.
Okay.
So I'm like, what kind of games do you like? Do you like Mario? And he's like, oh no, I hate Mario. I'm like, okay, like I'm not a big Mario fan either. Maybe
This
he
is
likes
not
a
a
lot
real
of other
child.
games. He goes, Roblox.
I knew it.
no.
It was going to be the
Roblox,
Roblox. It was
Roblox is poisoning our children's minds.
Roblox or Fortnite,
here.
you know, that's what's happening. The youngest of these two children, apparently, because these kids have Switches, was playing the original Metroid game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling his mom about it. And I was just in the background of this conversation. I wasn't engaged. And she goes, oh, what do you think of it? And he goes, it's really cool, but kind of confusing. And I'm like, yep.
Well, yeah.
The original Metroid with no I'm like, you're a 10-year-old genius. Like, you're the cutest. Like, I'm so excited.
I want to know where these kids are because they don't go to the school that I work at.
No, they don't. And they're homeschooled kids, so they got more time. Like, they got way more time. They're way cooler than me, I think. Don't, like, let all the my kids are cooler than me, too. But I'm very popular amongst these children because I have a basement full of nonsense, and they're just
all the nerd stuff around.
They're like,
they're
what?
amazed by it.
Yeah, they think it's rad. So
this is what you can do with money, huh?
That's kind of, but I don't want to be like children. There's a lot of these games still in the saran wrap because I'm old and I don't have time to play them. Like
I have responsibilities now. This can't hit.
So I gotta practice Street Fighter 2. That's what I've been doing. I'm going back to the early 90s with my game choices. Bex tweeted that thing this week, like, what game came out when you were like 10? And I was like, oh no, 19, no. What did you do? And she posted
what did you post?
The Minish Cap, and I was like, I played that in college.
Minish Cap, yeah.
Thanks. I played that my freshman year of college. Cool, thank
2004. I think was a Pokemon Emerald in there or something.
That was my third year of college in 2004. Excuse me. I was almost done. I was almost done with college when you were 10, child.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Street Fighter. Like, I think Dev posted the original Street Fighter 2, and I was like, that's real close for me. He's like a year or two older.
When's your tournament against these kiddos?
Sunday. Round 1 Sunday, round 2 maybe Monday. Especially
so
when I get
let us know.
Well, I'll report back. These kids are going to kick my ass. I hope not. But I'm like nervous. I'm like, this is the first time I'm meeting these children, right? I'm like dating their mom. So like I'm like, I can't, do I go easy on them? No, they have to respect me. What do I do? I don't know what to do. So I'm nervous about meeting a bunch of kids who are going to kick my ass.
Assess their skill level and then
they're probably really
play accordingly.
Yeah. They're probably going to do the same thing as your son where it's going to use 2 fingers on the left
claw.
control.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
The claw. He was playing Splatoon like that. I was watching him do it on a pro controller. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and they're just going crazy with it.
I have arthritis just thinking about doing like my hands. I'm too old and decrepit. They'll crumble to dust. I've moused for so many years. They'll crumble like Thanos. You know what I mean? It'll be so bad.
We are rooting for you, Elaine.
Thank you. I'll report back next week. And I also dipped very briefly into Tetris Effect Connected on Switch. A shout out to CJ for hooking us up with codes for that. That was really nice.
Big shout out. I'm super excited to try that out.
One of my favorites. There's also a Tetris 99 event that's pretty much happening like now. So after this show, that's what I'm doing. So
nice.
It's a good week for video games. It's a good week.
It is.
Very good week.
What about you, Garrett? What's going on in the world of not having an OLED?
That's not right.
I think I'll manage. I might cry a little tonight.
Mine hasn't even shipped yet. We're all in the dark here, sadly.
Yeah. I see the beautiful screens onto it. Okay, well, my story is completely different from the Switch OLED.
Oh, it's not about an OLED.
Yeah. I'm trying to forget that memory right now. So today, actually, it was just like an hour ago or whatever. I had to delay a little bit of this show because of work, and because we got this this person coming in using the scientific instrument that I'm in charge of, and they wanted to measure some stuff. I'm like, sure, whatever. And so I was moving stuff, some of his stuff back down from the lab inside our building. And as I was moving stuff out, I saw a room full of CRT TVs.
I got it. You're going to give me an address. I'm going to come in a dark van.
And it's a club. And these kids, what they were playing was Super Smash Brothers Melee. It is still alive. The community
in dark rooms in colleges with CRTs they stole from broadcast centers. Probably.
Yes. It's a beautiful sight. I'm like, you are my culture. You are my kids. Like that is so cool.
Kids or like teenagers?
No. They were college. college kids.
College, okay.
Yeah,
They're still younger than all of us.
Yeah,
I heard.
Um, when I saw that brought back memories because I used to be a little competitive with Super Smash Brothers Melee in college, and just seeing all that, it's just like I really miss that kind of community. Don't worry, guys, they were all masked up. They're all vaccinated.
Good. I'm glad for that.
Yeah,
That's good.
Private university, they can enforce whatever they want, so that's good. But yeah, that just made me. I want to go back and play Melee. I have it. I have a Wii as well, so I can just plug that in whenever I want. So I might do it like later this week or whatever.
Because you don't have enough video games to play. You're making the same mistake I am, right?
I need to go back to old video games.
Yeah, you and I are making the same mistake. At least I have a reason. At least I'm being challenged. I have to teach kids how to quarter up. They're going to be like, what's a quarter?
Oh goodness.
Right? Think about that for a minute. Like, what do you mean quarter up? What do you mean we pay for video games? Oh,
yeah. I need Nintendo to put GameCube on the Switch, but at the same time, it's not going to be the same. With a CRT TV, it's not going to have the same response and the same
scan lines.
And you know the online will be not
bad.
Oh, it'd be abysmal. Yeah, it would not be good.
That's
Anyways,
awesome,
that was my
though,
story.
Just to see that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. Yep.
On top of that, I've been playing Eastward just intermittently whenever I can. Probably like, guys, like I'm not getting much sleep, so maybe like 30 minutes maximum a day. But it's still good. I really enjoy playing it. It's a comfort food for me right now. I'm at this pretty hard like level now. It got challenging pretty quickly, and I'm constantly dying, which is okay. Actually, dying in a level, you just start at that screen in that map, and it's
good.
Yeah. It's very forgiving, which that's very nice. I got a new weapon instead of the pan. I got a gun. I also got a flamethrower, and you have to worry about ammo. And the flamethrower, which was very interesting. You can like break down and burn plants, but then there's these heaters all around that regrows the plants themselves. So you have to like burn all the plants and then get to that thing and whack it as much as you can so you can get rid of all of it. But yeah, it's still really good. And I'm playing it on my Switch Lite. It's still working like a charm. No OLED so far, but I will get one eventually. I'm determined.
You will.
And
you will.
I got Metroid Dread in here. I got it digitally. I know a lot of people got special editions, but I just wanted like to not worry about physical stuff. So I did get it digitally, and then I also downloaded Tetris Effect as well. So I'm very happy what I have in here right now and ready to play.
You have a lot of stuff to play.
Video games are out.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted. Video games.
Awesome. I love it. I feel like next week we're just going to have such a good chat with all these games that we didn't play this past week that we're going to play this week.
It's going to happen, okay? I'm going to play a video game.
Yeah,
I hope.
I may need to put Eastward on pause. We'll see. All right. Yeah. I really
not enough hours in the day.
Nope.
True story.
Oh, man. We have a big week this week in Nintendo. The Super Smash Bros. Ultimate final DLC character was revealed.
Yeah.
Guess what?
The one and only
Sora.
Yeah.
Sora. Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people are super excited. I don't. Okay, I was excited that they put the Doomslayer in at least as a Mii costume.
Oh, that's
I got
so cute.
really excited about that. I know that Sora's in here, but I was excited about that. I was like, okay, you gave me like 50% of what I wanted. We're good. Mm-hmm. We're good. I'm excited about that. I don't know. Do you guys have an attachment to Kingdom Hearts?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit, sort of. I'll explain. But I thought going back to like the actual presentation, I thought it was pretty cool that they did the Mii fighters first.
I agree.
Yes.
I was like thinking, okay, they're gonna like kill everybody's hopes and dreams one after the other. They're gonna do, as soon as they did Doomslayer, I thought they were gonna do more. They're gonna do a Crash costume. Like I thought that they were gonna like hit that a little bit harder. The Mii costumes were Octoling, Judd, and Doomslayer. I did feel for you. I thought of you, Elaine, when they showed the Doom guy.
So excited.
It was really cool. Very
excited.
Yeah. I know that it's not a fighter like a lot of people want.
That's good enough for me. I'm okay with that.
There's a lot of franchises that didn't even get that much and deserve to be in it. So the representation.
That's true.
But yes, the Sora is releasing October 18th with Hollow. Is it Bastion?
Bastion, yeah.
Bastion stage and a selection of music. There is no Disney allowed in this. We saw
that is insane.
That's Mickey Mouse charm in the trailer at most, but there's no Disney music.
I was really looking into it. I was like,
the little chain is gone on his Keyblade. Donald and Goofy aren't there, which kind of makes sense. It would be pretty, I think.
Disney would be like, whoa.
Pay us. Yeah, they can't. I mean, I'm surprised they even managed to pull this off, given that. You know what I mean? Like, given all the legal stuff that probably had to happen just to make this happen.
Yeah, Sakurai did say in that stream, is like, this one took a lot of coordination to make it happen. And it was actually the most requested character from the Wii U and 3DS survey that was happening in 2014.
What
all the way back then.
7
it
years ago.
It might have taken them that long.
Yes,
it may have taken them that long to do
it. I can imagine. So, like, I understand there's some people who think this is, they don't like it, and that's fine. I mean, there's enough characters in Smash at this point, right? Like, whatever. Especially if you don't even have an investment in Smash at all. Like, if you don't like the character, then why do you care? But the coordination effort and the effort they put forth to get this in is like kind of a big deal. Like, they spent
It's really nice
time. Yeah.
And so I am not I wouldn't call myself a Kingdom Hearts fan. I played like half, maybe 3/4 of the first game when I was a kid, and I really liked it when I was a kid, and I wasn't good at it, which is probably why I didn't finish it. I think I reached a point in the game, like a big boss fight or something, where I just couldn't get past it. But I love Disney, and I just, as a kid, I felt like that was so special, like to go through each of those worlds, and I really enjoyed it. I think Garret, if you remember, we had that one a podcast where we were talking about like, who is your first gaming crush? I'm pretty sure I said Riku from Kingdom Hearts. I think I said that.
Did.
Look at you. I love you. That's so good.
So I do like Kingdom Hearts. I do really like Sora. He was the character that I was saying at this point is like the last character, realistic character that I said that I wanted in this game just because of what it means. Like you said, Elaine. And I think some people in Discord, ex-Shack members, don't really understand why it's such a big deal. And I kind of want to explain why. Part of Kevin also asked us, why do you think Sora is a great addition to Super Smash Bros? I honestly, and I've seen a lot of people talking about this, I think that there is something poetic about Kingdom Hearts is kind of a huge crossover game in of itself, of being like a crossover with Disney, a crossover with Final Fantasy characters. Like, that is like the crossover game. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the ultimate crossover game. So for this to kind of be that last, fighter is something special. And then, like you said, how hard this was, because Disney is the king of, this is our property. We are, on top of the world. Like, you have to bow down to us to use any of our things. We will copyright strike you to death. Meanwhile, with Nintendo, we will also copyright strike you to death. These are our beloved characters. And these two massive corporations that are seemingly so hard to work with and so, for lack of better words, stingy with their properties, to come to an agreement to use that. Like, it's more than just having Kingdom Hearts on the Switch, which we will.
I think Sora itself is an iconic character in the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. And it's just and it's within our age group as well. And I think it just fits so well to the Super Smash Brothers roster. I feel like all the previous third-party stuff that was happening with Super Smash Brothers, it made sense, but I was so bored with it. I was like, oh, great, a Tekken fighter game. Oh, great, like another type of character like this. And when I saw Sora and its movesets and the way they characterize this character so much, they did a good job, and they did a very good job with the music and the
stage.
Lots of love in there without the Disney characters, but it was good. Very good.
This fits Smash too. It's a sword fighter. It's a character with special moves that sit in this, that work with this universe with Smash Brothers. And for all intents and purposes, Kingdom Hearts is a very Nintendo property. It's got that same feel good vibe that a lot of Nintendo's first party stuff does on another console. Well, until now. So it makes sense, and I understand that a lot of people don't want it, probably because it was a popular choice. But I don't know. It just seems like Sora looks like he belongs in this roster. Like it fits. It just looks like it's not there's no mashup. It doesn't look weird. It doesn't look out of place. It just fits in. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. And that's kind of what you want for something like this. That's right. It's not a sword. It's a keyblade. Thank you, chat. I know. Okay. Calm yourself.
You know what it is, though.
You know what it is. It's a weapon. It's a one-handed weapon, you know,
it's
or two-handed
stick,
weapon.
Okay? We can
It's a stick.
call it whatever we want.
Bad. But I like what they did with the presentation. I like that they acknowledged that this was challenging to get done, you know, like, cause yeah, dude, like you're coming up on the juggernaut in Disney. I think
that's part of why I wanted it, because like at this point, like I said, there are so many characters that deserve to be in this game that just it's not feasible to have every single huge gaming mascot that's important to gaming and, you know, has a legacy. It's just not possible. We have 90 of them already.
Nor should it be, nor should that be the point of Smash. Like, it's unfair for Smash to have to carry all of that on its shoulders. It doesn't work. It's not gonna work. Like, could you put the Doomslayer in as an actual character? Probably not. Like, a Mii costume makes the most sense.
No.
You know, like,
and as far as like characters that deserve to be in it, which he falls under, why not see how far we can stretch it and make it a hard to get character? And like you said, one that feels like he belongs anyway. Like he was the most popular one. Like, this is what like I don't think you can complain about who was his name from Tekken that nobody knows.
I forget which Tekken character they put in.
Sorry, fighting fans.
A very famous one, but I
no matter
Kazuya, is that his name?
Yeah, no matter
something like
the same people who were complaining that who the heck is this are complaining that Sora is in it.
You're not gonna make
you're complaining and you're not playing the game.
What's gonna make you happy at this point?
There is no making everyone happy. They went with the survey that said this is the character that a lot of people want. This is what you do. You know what I mean? Like, this is what you do. So
let me tell you this: the reveal trailer was very nice.
It was fun. It was good.
And the
like
music
it came full circle
was so nostalgic.
Yes,
I was not a Kingdom Hearts fan at all. I think the Kingdom Hearts fandom is a little crazy. But
have you ever had someone explain the lore to you? Because I need a minute. I need to lay down.
It's like explaining the Elder Scrolls. It's like, no, you can't do this.
Right. It hurts my brain. Yeah,
but you're right. That tune and you're right. The way that they did it felt like everything was coming full circle, and I can't think of a better send off than this. And I think right the nail on the head with that. Another Smash question. G-Man wanted to know: the Smash Ultimate DLC may be over, but what was the best thing you loved that Sakurai did within these past 3 years?
Past 3 years. So for the Super Smash Brothers,
this one. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's so hard.
I love his videos. His reveal videos were the best. He's so good at the game. It just makes me a little jealous. I love how he goes through each character so well. And like, he understands the Smash competition. He understands what we want. And it's like hitboxes in air. Is it neutral A? Is it neutral B? Can you go down B? Does it damage? Does it space out a little bit more? He goes through each and every individual step. And that's why these things are 40 minutes long. And I really appreciate him just going through it very tactfully, very step by step for us. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of love into that game, into the audience itself. So I think that's my favorite thing about him.
I appreciate that he never made it seem like he was actually trapped in a basement bunker working only on this game, because he definitely could not have been out in the world. Like, that was definitely a digitally created background that made it look like he could go outside. This man has not slept in 3 years. No, this man has not slept in like 8 years. Let the man have a vacation.
Honestly.
He's retiring.
He's done. Like, I feel like he's not the type to do that, though. I feel like
he'll get bored.
Find something to do.
Yeah, he'll get bored. But like,
and we're gonna beg him to like go like take a rest.
He in jokes aside, like, what he has given to this game and how important he's made it to himself is like, it's kind of incredible, right? And for the community to be so uppity all the time, and for him to put up with that, like, and still have joy in making the game, like, that's a feat in this industry, to not get worn down by that and be like, screw y'all, I'm out. Good luck with only me costumes. I'm finished. I quit. You know, he never did that. He always saw it through. And I think that that's like a real accomplishment.
Yeah.
So That's definitely the answer. I want to give a little special shout out to the one instance where he had Toby Fox, the Undertale creator, over at his house when they were making the Sans Me Fighter, and they played Smash together. And just kind of like them telling that story was pretty cool, because I'm a big Toby Fox fan, and just that he would invite his somebody to his home like that.
Yeah, come play Smash with me. What it's
no big deal.
That's the dream, right? Like that's the dream that we all have, that we would invite somebody really cool over to play video games.
You really
right?
mean it? Like
he's living the dream.
To play with you?
Really? And everybody in this industry would be excited to do that. To be like, yes, I'll be right there.
I would be ecstatic.
Right, exactly. Because you want to hug a man.
Flight in an hour.
BRB. Yeah. I want to hug him. I think he's great, and I think it's rad that he saw this thing all the way through with his vision of what he wanted to do with it. So I think that's pretty rad.
I also saw an article surface about how it was from a couple of years ago, how it was Iwata's like final mission for him or something like that, and how like now that he's finished with it, he's like, this was my last mission from him. Like, what do I do now?
What do I do now?
So I just think he's a good guy, and I think it's rare to like that you get to know developers on kind of that level of like transparency of what his thought process are, of like what they're adding to the game, and like you can tell that it's he cares about the fans and like the game on a personal level. So.
That's amazing. And he hasn't gotten that beaten out of him in an industry that's so uber critical, especially from the internet. Like I just think that's incredible. Like I would have given up on it. I really would have, like, for what he's taken. He's gotten a lot of love, but he takes a beating off stuff like this, and I think it's amazing. It's really good.
Sure. I'm glad that he noticed in just in general that there is an ending to this game.
Yes.
I think a lot of people had the argument of, hey, let's keep it going. Why are you stopping now? We could put so many more characters. When I saw the end video of like, this is how many music there is. This is how many hours people are playing this game. There are 89 characters.
That's
playable
nuts. It's greedy
in Smash. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't put more. You can't make one character have 89.
I think also a lot of people don't realize, like, it's not just adding another character. Like, if he were to add another character, it's not just that. It's like tinkering with, the balance of all the other characters and making sure that the game still runs okay. Like, it's not that simple. Like, this was a huge, huge undertaking. And I think
let the man,
it's done.
Let him
I'm
have
glad
a
there's an
vacation.
ending to it.
Let him go to a beach somewhere. Let him play another video game for a little while. Any other video game.
Let him go to Jamaica and just
Sakurai.
He had like 500 hours and like PlayStation 5 last year or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He loves video games. Let him
he's a
just.
gamer.
I hope he sinks in and enjoys some games and enjoys other people's games, because he's made something that's very special, and nobody else in the industry makes a game like this well.
And also for him to just enjoy games without people thinking it's a hint or a clue to who the next.
Yeah. Let him play. Let Sakurai rest. Hashtag let him rest.
Let him rest.
Let him rest.
Also announced after Sora coming to Smash Ultimate, Sakurai shared with us that Kingdom Hearts series will be coming to the Switch via cloud gaming.
Yeah.
And these titles, I forgot how whack the titles are.
Right.
Right. 1.5 and 2.4 remix, 2.8 final chapter prologue, and Kingdom Hearts 3, along with its Remind DLC.
I hate it.
So this
love
is
it.
The trilogy and extra stories. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it is.
They'll be playable via the cloud. That was quite controversial.
That's an interesting take. I would have thought. I mean, I guess that's the quickest way to port them in, fast, without any additional, too much additional work. Cloud games have run okay on the Switch. I'm curious to see how these do.
Yes. I think I have strong opinions on this one, more so than any other cloud game I've seen. So all the other cloud games that I've seen in the Switch, it's like, I understand why you went cloud with this one. You're not going to be able to run it properly on the Switch.
Control is a great example. Totally understand.
Control is impossible,
right?
And everything else. These games.
Hearts 1?
Well, okay. Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 remix. That's a PS4 version, whatever. You can scale that pretty nicely. Now, I've seen a lot of videos and other news and arguments as like, hey, these Switch ports take a while. They took a long time. They take a lot of effort, and I get that. I understand that. I just see this game, the Kingdom Hearts games, as the perfect games to take on the go. Like, if I'm going to play on the TV, I'm going to play on my PS4 or whatever. And I understand if you have a Switch-only game, that's fine. You can get the cloud version and no harm, no foul to you if you have good internet. But these games would be such a leg up, just a step up than anything, like a huge novelty to take them on the go. Go on an airplane ride and play 1.5 and 2.5 remix. That's the perfect way. Yeah, that's the perfect way I would play these games. At least have that one not cloud-based. The other one's cloud-based is fine. I think 3, I get. I was like, okay, it's an Unreal Engine 4 game. It's like it came out a couple years ago. I get that. That would take a long time. It probably wouldn't be playable on Switch. But 1.5, 2.5 remix is like, that's a bummer.
Yeah. I wonder, this could have gone a couple ways, to play, I think it could have gone, they tried and couldn't get it to run well enough. And it's such an iconic thing. They didn't want it to run like trash. That's one way it could have gone. The second way it could have gone was this deal ran up to the last minute. And they didn't have this thing locked in, which is the one I suspect. Because working with Disney and Square and having to license this across, they just might have not had the deal locked in to get those guys started porting it until the last minute. You know what I mean? This could have been a paperwork thing. They could still do it. If they saw enough interest.
We don't have a release date. We don't know when this is coming. So are you saying, like, for the sake of having him, like, announce it?
They wanted. I think they wanted. They might have locked the deal in too late to get an actual port going, and so cloud is the only way they could get an announcement on this date with this character and get it out soon enough. That's the way my brain thinks, like, based on like just business, this could have gone. It could go that people express enough interest in cloud versions that they eventually do port it fully too.
I just don't see much of that either. Just
I don't know.
Because that takes a lot of money and time. And if you have not started and just did cloud versions, it's like, it's hard to go the other way around, I think.
It is. I think this was why bother? There's a lot of why bother here, probably. I think that anybody who loves Kingdom Hearts enough has already experienced it, like, or has it, owns it somewhere else. This is a bonus for people, maybe. I don't know. I'm not offended by this.
I'm not offended. It's just a bummer.
It's a bummer, I think, especially for 1 and 2. They might have just, look, this is the best we can do. It's out. So,
are they going to be sold separately? I kind of missed that part of it.
I don't think they said.
I'm sure it's sold separately. I forgot exactly what the prices were. I'm sure you could do $60 for 1.5, 2.5 remix and 3. I imagine the extra story stuff would be $40.
We'll see.
And then all in one package could be like $90. I'm thinking like that kind of.
I'm trying to think how much they charged on PS4. They had a release that was all in one, or so they called it all something like package, that. It was like $60.
60. Yeah.
And they'll probably do the same here, especially if it's just a cloud. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I will probably get the first one just to like kind of relive what I liked as a kid and finish what I didn't finish as a kid.
I wonder how that one holds up for you. I did not. It's hard to go back.
I have on PS4,
it's hard to go back,
and it's rough. It's
rough to go back. 2 is probably the easier one to go back to.
Even though it's like is it a remake of it?
No, not really. No, it's more of a remake.
HD port.
It's an HD port.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. We'll see.
And that's what's astonishing me too. It's just there's Kingdom Hearts games in Nintendo consoles. It's not foreign to the Nintendo system. We got the 358/2 or Dream Drop Distance. That's the one.
Yeah, that was the
That was on the 3DS, and now it's a cloud version on Switch. I think that's how.
I suspect this is they're porting the all-for-one package. That's what I suspect is happening because that had a front end and everything to let you select the game. That's my suspicion, and that's why it's looking like this. They're just porting. That's the version they're choosing to cloud, and you'll get a front end. I think you'll get everything in one go with one price. That's my suspicion. So
in that case, maybe I'll just hook up the PS2.
Do it. Do that.
Probably the better way to go about it.
Oh baby.
Oh man.
All right, let's talk about the game people want to hear about, I guess. Whatever.
Metroid Dread released today.
Woo!
It did.
Came out this week, and I think it's sitting at a nice 88 on Metacritic, which I thought maybe it would sit in like the low 90s, but people are really enjoying this. The common themes among the reviews seem to be this is fantastic. It's visually beautiful. Like, it's challenging, really good boss fights, really good ending. A lot of people commenting on the difficulty, though. I saw a large range in like time that it took people to beat this game. Some people said that it took them, like, the final boss took them like hours and hours.
Wow.
I started playing it shortly before the podcast today. I'm not very far. Like, I am just kind of past the tutorial where they kind of teach you how to do everything. I feel very glad that I played a lot of Samus Returns before jumping into this, because it really taught me how to do like the melee, the counters, and things like that. There's a lot of similar mechanics there. Neither of you started it yet, right?
Not yet. My copy is in transit. I should have it soon.
Okay. Soon.
I have it digitally.
I'm going to be playing a lot more. You have it digitally, so you could start it anytime.
You could start it now.
On this beautiful Switch Lite. Yeah.
Later.
Right now.
No.
Okay, right now?
So,
okay.
They do give, for those of you who maybe it's your first Metroid game, or maybe you haven't played all of the, the 4 leading up to this, they do give you a good summary of what happened in Fusion. In a way that makes sense, in a way that, like, if you want to go back and play Fusion, there's still more for you to find out about it, but you won't be confused, I think, jumping into this one as your first game.
Yep.
It's pretty intense right off the bat there, so I'm really excited to keep playing it. It's so beautiful.
I enjoy this question that came along with it from Wes 3DP. If you can only play one Metroid game before Dread, which one should it be? Theoretically, having never played a Metroid game, it should be Fusion. And for 2 reasons. 1, this seems to be almost a direct sequel to Fusion. It carries on from Fusion. But 2, Fusion's short. It's expedient. It's 5 to 6 hours. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm stuck in it for too long. If you've never played a Metroid game, I would say play Fusion as a GBA game. And
I would say that, or if you're having a hard time going back to like the older Metroid games, maybe try Samus Returns.
Agree.
It's a good one.
This one feels like it's modern. It feels a lot like Samus Returns. It'll, like I said, it'll kind of introduce you to some of those mechanics that are in this one that I would imagine aren't in Fusion.
And
it's still part of the story. Like, you'll get a lot of that.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited to get into this. Metroid I've discussed this on the podcast a few episodes ago when I started here. It's my favorite of the Nintendo franchises. She's one of my favorite characters probably of all time across games. And having a new 2D Metroid and a direct carry on from Fusion, which is up there for me. It's a very, very good game. It's very tense.
This one's very tense already.
I know, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I've heard it feels scary. Yeah, I'm way into that. Somebody mentioned in chat, Thrak mentioned in chat, it's criminal that Fusion isn't on Switch. I really wish that they had done that in the lead up to this, because it would have been, or a pack-in, or like, it would have been a great one to be like.
It would be a good pack-in to do.
They did the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, so they could have just slapped a front end on it or something and given us this one game.
They've done GBA Online last year and given us it through that.
Or they could just put this one game as a port onto the eShop, and just let us buy it. But it's sad that a lot of people won't have played that one. I think a lot of people skipped that one. It's too bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people skip that one. So old now.
Yeah. I ran out of time for that one, but if you're worried story-wise, they do catch you up.
That's good. Cool. And I hope, Rebecca, that you go back to it, because I think it holds up. It definitely holds up even now. So
Rebecca, we can play on our Retro Pocket. Let's just
I got mine. You're gonna help me set mine up.
You got yours?
I got mine.
Gosh. Okay, we got to do Golden Sun. We got to do Metroid Fusion. All right.
Gotta go.
Well, we can do Metroid Fusion first, and then Golden Sun.
Fusion is short. Fusion is very good.
Ryan wants to play with us. Yeah.
We all have to play Dread first. Focus, Garret. Focus. You're like
the game I just
on caffeine.
Playing it out.
Yes.
That's okay. Yes. We have a question from Elias. He says, "Hello. My question is, what are you doing recording a podcast when you could be playing Metroid Dread?"
Look, in my defense, I ordered an OLED Switch and the Metroid Dread Special Edition and the Amiibo, and everything except, the OLED Switch hasn't shipped yet, but the Metroid stuff is in transit. Just give me time.
Give a shout out to him. He started streaming the game at midnight when it unlocked last night. He played it for over 12 hours straight and 100% of the game already.
That's
what a champ.
Nicely done. Wow. Wow.
Metroid Pro.
I'm glad that there's some serious Metroid hype. I'm really excited to see so many people on Twitter talking about it. my favorite thing is stuff like this. The comment, I'll read Brian's comment. This is my very first Metroid game, and I can't wait to start playing this weekend. It looks so good. Like, that makes my heart very warm. Like, it's the last real, like, we got Other M in the last decade. Okay. And then we got Samus Returns, but that was technically a remake. Like, this is the first fresh Metroid game we've gotten in decades, really, when you look at it. And I'm pretty pumped. Like, I'm very excited.
I feel like it's hottest it's ever been. Metroid is pretty much up there, and I'm glad it's riding this Switch like wave going on, this fan base. And I saw Jeffy Grubb tweeting out that, you know, it's like, hey, is this gonna sell more than, was it 3 million copies or something like that? Yeah,
I think so.
1,000%. It's gonna be
Easy.
pretty good. Yeah,
I think the first, I think that'll easily happen.
And there's a lot of people who've never played a Metroid game who are going to play this one, and I'm glad that it sounds like it's coming in hot and very good. And I hope that means a lot of people go, oh, what's back out there? What can I go find? You know,
it's so nice that Nintendo seems to be pushing this pretty hard, and I think that's a big deal. You know, we've been saying for years that this should be one of their top franchises that they push as hard as their Marios, as hard as their Zeldas, you know, lately that they've been doing for Animal Crossing, lately that they've been doing for Splatoon. Like, there's no reason why Metroid shouldn't sit on top of there and have it be, you know, it's so distinct from all of their other games genre-wise. And how many other, you know, of these companies can say that we have a first-party, you know, woman protagonist?
A badass woman protagonist.
One of their mascots. Like, I think that they should be really pushing her as one of their powerful mascots here.
Yeah, I get why they haven't pushed it though, because of sales in general. That's it.
Especially in Japan. Especially in Japan, this might change things. This is people complain about Nintendo not having mature games. This dance is on the edge for them. Like, it's darker than almost everything else they have, and it's first party. They own this. So I hope that this does so well that they go back to the well and go and do more. Give us more.
It's one of their few franchises that I think is consistently rated T.
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's another one that I know some Zelda games have been,
because they were darker. But
is though.
It nudges the edge. It's got a darker story. It's, you know, it's more stressful. It can be spooky. It's because it's creepy. You're alone. Like, it's
isolated. Oh,
it's one of the best feelings, like, to be in these games and be like, I'm alone on a planet. You have to stay alive. It's like, it almost has a survival horror vibe. Like, it's right on the edge. And I love that about Metroid. And I hope they push it. I keep hoping they push it harder. So
I do too. I am going to be reviewing it for Twinfinite. Cool. We didn't get an early code, but I'm still writing a review for it. So look out for that. Hopefully sometime, you know, in a week or so. I'm very excited. I hope everybody who's playing it is enjoying it. Also releasing today, Tetris Effect for Switch is out today. I'm going to be playing it this week, thanks to CJ.
Me too.
Yeah, CJ, thank you very much. I was going to buy this either way. I have a real fondness for Tetris, as everybody probably knows. Tetris Effect is the Tetris I play when I'm anxious. I put headphones on, I make it dark, and I just lose myself in Tetris Effect. I booted up very briefly on the Switch. It's good. It's having Tetris Effect. Good? It feels good because it's right in front of you. You're holding it.
Nice.
So like, and this is the one game I want to boot on the OLED, like, badly.
Oh,
but, like,
that's gonna be very good.
Turn the lights out. I put my wireless headphones on, turn the music up, and lose myself in this game. And it's got that vibe, and it's right in your hands. You lay in bed, snuggle up, cruise. It's Tetris Effect is transcendental. I think people should play it. I really do.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, CJ.
Yeah, but Tetris is reliable. I feel like Tetris is, like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, every single time they put out a different version of it, it's just reliably fun.
I'm not a huge Tetris fan in general, but looking at this game, it makes me feel all the things and wants me to play it. And so I'm very excited to play it on a little handheld in the dark.
It's good that way, and it's one of the. I know people say this all the time, but it's one of those games where headphones feel right. Like, it feels like you should have headphones on. And I've played it on both the Xbox and the PlayStation. Like, I love this game, so anytime and the PC. I played it on PC as well.
You play on the PC as well?
It's really good with the particle effects on the PC. Not a lot. It's not bad. But this is like having it right in your business in the dark and headphones. It's great. And it's such a stark, like, difference between this and Tetris 99, which is just stressful.
It is
all the time. Like, it's kind of nice to have both for me because I love Tetris. So big fan.
Nice.
Also released today is the Switch OLED. We talked a little bit about it before, kind of seeing everybody's pictures, making us feel some FOMO.
Yeah.
You'll get one, Garrett.
Very much so. Well, yeah, they'll eventually restock, right? Hopefully not in the middle of the day, work day,
People are saying that this is going to be hard to get. I think give it a couple weeks. These things are going to be on shelves.
They said for this one, they're well stocked.
That's what I've heard too. That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, I'm sure their new model is going to struggle whenever that comes out because of the chip shortage. But they said we've had enough of these specific chips to last us for a while.
This is the same chip. Like they're back stocked. They've so. Yep.
A little bit of news about it. VGC reports that the Joy-Con do seem to be improved in some capacity in this one. That Nintendo has made some sort of revision to it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they specifically quoted from that interview that they kind of like made with the developers. It wasn't exactly that language. It's like we're continuing to improve the joysticks since the launch of the Nintendo of the console. So that suggests that they're doing everything they can to limit the drift. But other than that, it's just all speculation. There's some cheap, easy tricks. Like we've gone through this kind of cycle news before. Like you can open that thing up, and it's just really a pressure issue inside these Joy-Cons. You just got to fill up that space. Once you fill up that space in the controller itself, it eliminates that problem almost instantaneously. It's really not a defect. It's just more of a pressure issue.
If you don't feel comfortable with opening up your Joy-Con and doing that, which, like you said, it is easy to do, the pressurized air, or whatever it's called, the compressed air, is a good temporary fix. I did do that with my original Joy-Con set, and it fixed the problem.
Nintendo has fixed at least one or two of my sets for free, too. I've gone through the online thing.
Oh, nice.
And I filled it out, and I sent them away, and it took a long time, but, like, if you have extra sets.
We shouldn't have to do that, but there are solutions.
But I've also beat any Joy-Con I've had to send back, I've beat the hell out of. Like, I put a lot of hours on those things. I just wish they weren't so damn expensive. So,
Yeah. Okay.
So there's this extra thing on the Switch OLED. I don't know if we mentioned this. Anything. It's just been recently with all the teardowns and everything. Apparently, in the dock of the new OLED Switch, there is an ARM chip upscaler that makes the Switch OLED HDMI 2.0 compliant. And that means 4K 60 output. Even though the Nintendo Switch OLED cannot output any 4K 60 or 4K output in general. It cannot. The speculation is that it could be derived for future proofing. Media streaming is another thing. And my speculation is that you could probably do some interesting stuff with cloud-based gaming in that realm as well.
Maybe.
So we'll see how that goes. That I found that an interesting thing that Nintendo didn't really mention at all. I don't suspect it to be advertised.
Right. This is quiet. They're not gonna
pure quiet about it. So
this is how they are with stuff like that, though. They don't want people to it's an upgrade, but they don't want people to think it's like they don't want to alienate a user base either. They toe a very fine line, and it's tricky. So I want mine. Ship it, Walmart. Let's go.
Me too. Get some more GameStop.
I'm still gonna.
You're waiting.
Are you gonna wait? Are you
sure? I don't know. I booted up Metroid Dread, and I'm like, I wish this was on an OLED.
See, you're falling into the Tetris effect, though.
Have you seen an OLED screen, Rebecca?
I don't want to spend that much money, and I don't want to give up my day one Switch. Like I'm weird like that, and I have weird.
Oh, I gave mine up in a heartbeat. Items. I'm like, you done. You can go to GameStop.
I don't even use it. I don't even use my day one Switch anymore. Because
I was just gonna say that's right. You have two, and you don't use. You have that. Oh no. Mine's
the battery's dead somewhere collecting dust.
My daughter has my day one. I have a different one, but yeah. Yep.
But oh man, I don't know.
Oh Lord.
Stay tuned.
Lord.
Stay tuned.
Any given day, I might come home with an OLED, but as of right now, I want to wait.
I sort of wish I had one for you to see. when I see you. I sort of
Yeah.
wish.
Maybe I'll see one this weekend. Who knows?
Probably.
Probably. Oh man, we have a little bit of odd news about Metroid Prime 3. A developer for that game revealed scrapped open world plans. This comes from Eurogamer. Senior producer on Metroid Prime 2 and 3, Brian Walker, said that one concept for the game would have seen Samus traverse environments in her ship in a much more ambitious way than we saw in the final game. The studio had been eyeing the technical specs of rival platforms at the time before eventually realizing what the Wii would offer.
Which was not enough to do it.
Which was not enough for this ambitious concept. But that's kind of interesting. And you know, that this was Retro Studios. Could we maybe see them go that direction in Prime 4 is what my first thought was.
But isn't this a completely different group who's now working on 4? No, they brought Retro back, right?
Yes.
Like it was,
this is Retro.
It's gone
Retro,
full.
yeah.
It's gone full.
Mhm.
I wonder, I think the Prime versions of Metroid are like ideal for something open world, like bigger. Because they're bordering on being that anyway, right? They're right at the edge of that. But the arguments
all
we made
Metroid
here
games kind of are.
kind of,
like
but
that,
it's gated by what power-ups you have, gated by the
Yeah.
Metroidvania, the Metroid concept. So does that break the Metroid concept if you just open the world? And I wonder how I would feel about that.
Or how much
it
the
would
open
definitely-
world, you know?
Yeah,
It
like
would
how
definitely be
open
odd.
do you really get? Or is it like most of these Metroid games are kind of a fake open world because you can't, you're gated. But I
Right.
like that. I like the gating. So,
That's what Metroid is.
right.
I want to make it
see
feel
like
like
where
more
you can't
open, I
go.
guess, but it's still a Metroid game.
That's exactly it. Yes.
I feel like like I played Prime 1, and from what I played of Prime 2, like it almost already kind of feels like that though.
That's
like,
the
Yeah.
thing.
you can
Metroid
go
Prime
wherever
is
the heck you want,
Yeah.
but then you might see like, okay, there's you know, a door here that I can't get into yet. Let me keep going to
Right.
this multitude of other places
Mhm.
that I can go, and then once I get the beam that opens that door, then I can come back, and now there's a whole multitude of other places I can go again. So it's like
right.
soft open world, I guess. I don't
It
know.
is, and I don't know that I want more than that out of Metroid because I think the gating of power-ups is the point, and that's what makes me
Right.
happy, and that's what makes those games feel unique. So
Yeah, I don't know how they would do a full open world.
right,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't.
And-
I don't think I want it. I don't
In
think I
that
do.
article, I remember the guy also mentioning ship mechanics in there as two separate things: one open world and one ship related mechanics type of thing. And I wonder, what do you guys think about that itself? Did Metroid Prime 3 had some sort of remnants of doing a ship? Okay, cool.
You went to different areas, and Prime 3 was not my favorite of the Primes,
Okay.
but because
Of
of,
course,
that
yeah, of course.
disjointed nature of it, like I like the interconnected looping world aspect of a Metroidvania or even a Metroid game where you find areas that are connected back over time. It's got that. It's the thing that Dark Souls does and has iterated on, right? And Metroid does a really good job of that. So I don't know that I like the chunked.
I see. Okay, sounds good.
Sorry, excuse me.
Bless you.
Areas.
I wonder if, and I haven't played 3, but I almost wonder, like, because when I think of this isn't even a similar game, but my first thought was Mass Effect and how that's open world, like where you can, you know, travel to these different worlds. You know, if they could do so, like kind of section it off like that and still have it be open, but maybe each world, like you get different power-ups. I don't know if I would like that for
I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I don't know.
It definitely doesn't feel like Metroid in that case, but
and
who knows?
I'm open to the formula shifting. Like I was open to it in Fusion with this chase mechanic, and obviously Dread has like evolved that. That's fine. I really like that isolated single world, I'm stuck here vibe that Metroid rocks, and I want that, you know.
Yeah.
So
just interesting food for thought, though. This is an also interesting food for thought. Capcom says it will make PC its main platform going forward. This comes from GC as well. The COO hopes to increase PC software sales to the point where the platform makes up half of all sales by the end of next year. What does that mean for the Switch?
I don't know that it changes much about, you know what I mean? Like they made a killing on Monster Hunter on the Switch with Rise, and it's coming out to PC soon, January. Is that right?
It's gonna make a killing on PC too.
It's gonna make an absolute killing on PC. I played a lot of World on PC, and it runs really well. I don't know how many Capcom's franchises that land on the Switch. Just Monster Hunter.
It's really just Monster Hunter. The thing is with Capcom, they're kind of shady with like each of their franchises. Like with the Street Fighter, it was the 30th edition or anniversary.
Didn't
They did. Street Fighter
did
Anniversary Collection is on everything.
They did another
put out a
version.
Mega Man collection, didn't they?
They did like another version of Street Fighter, and they were really shifty in the beginning of the Switch. It was like
that was bad. That was a bad.
I remember they were being not confident in the Switch. When I see a company claim, he's like, all right, PC is the main console, like the main platform now. I'm not saying that all of their franchises are gonna do that per se, but I'm just like, what are the ramifications of these games porting now? I don't know. I'm just trying to think franchise to franchise itself within a company too. I understand something like Resident Evil will be a cloud-based game or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
The point that we discussed on PSVG, the other night is that this is where development happens for every video game now anyway. It happens on PC. And then you scale it to the...
Definitely.
So I don't actually think on paper this changes much for the Switch. The games are going to get developed on PC, scaled in either cloud like Resident Evil, or they'll be ported like Monster Hunter. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it actually...
And they just see more people than buying it on PC than on consoles. I
think the big impact it'll be day one on PC for some of these games that have been releasing after the fact, which is a Monster Hunter problem. It's been a 6 to 9 month gap. I think they'll start to shift where everything launches day one on PC and other things. I think that's what we're going to see in the short term.
I'm just really glad Monster Hunter Rise, it was all about the Switch. It developed for the Switch from the ground up.
Yep.
I hope that's still the case from now on. I see a lot of we're going to skip the story or whatever, but there were 7.5 million copies sold in Monster Hunter Rise. They're saying that it's like, of course we're going to put Monster Hunter on Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just, I wonder what other Japanese companies are going to think, because I think they're thinking the same thing. Steam is doing it. It's like doing it for them now. It's like a huge growth. And I'm thinking of like Sega, I'm thinking Persona series. I'm scared. I'm like, are these ports are going to come to Switch, or are they just going to be distracted and just go to PC and that's it?
They might. I think you're going to see cloud versions for Switch because
that would be abysmal.
I think we've, like I've said this before, we have squeezed all the blood out of the stone on this console. You know what I mean? For some of this stuff that we want to see. Now, Personas 3 and 4 could probably port directly. You know what I mean? But something like 5, I just don't know. I think they'll get a cloud version.
They have Persona Strikers on this thing.
Doesn't it run like garbage compared to the PS4?
No, it doesn't. Does
fine. It run well? I haven't played it on Switch.
It's 30 frames and it's like it's okay. But yeah, I just think of these franchises that I want on the go, and it was like, I guess I'll have to get a Steam Deck or wait for Switch Pro, because this 5-year-old now older than that technology is gonna limp a little this year, and next year I'm gonna feel it.
We're already feeling it on a lot.
I'm feeling it hard.
We're feeling it on a lot of games, and we've stretched this tiny little piece of hardware so far, and I'm actually kind of impressed with how much they've gotten out of it. Me too. It's to be applauded, like any developer that touches it. So yeah.
I'm very impressed with Monster Hunter Rise.
I think that runs very well. And I think Capcom saying this is saying, to me, we're still already doing development on PC and we'll lead day and date with our games. That's what I think is going to happen.
Persona 5 maybe cloud because Atlas and Sega would lazy to do that. I agree with you. I just would absolutely hate it. See it on the cloud.
I don't know that I have a lot of faith in the Persona games coming to anything outside of what they've come to. I know that bums people out. I think Sega and Atlas would dump P5 onto Steam before Switch. Y'all.
By now, yes, I agree with you. They haven't any budge with that franchise to this system.
It's over.
I have no hope, really. Yeah. So, sorry. There's my rant. My other rant for the show.
By all means. They announced the direct date for the Animal Crossing Direct. It's going to take place on October 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern, which, might I add, happens to be Brewster's birthday. The character that we know is coming. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to be roughly 20 minutes of content coming to New Horizons in November. We do already know Brewster's returning. He's coming to the top of the museum, which was data mined ages ago. But 20 minutes months is a long time. You know, they're probably going to go over what that's all about, and then maybe some other content. It's like twice as long as the Animal Crossing Direct that we had ages ago. What would it take to pull people back into the game at this point?
I think we talked about this on a previous show a little bit. This is a quality of life issue at this point for a lot of people, I think. Like the game it loads slow, it runs a little slow. Like the breakable tools to me are like, if they gave me a tier of tool that didn't break, I would really consider playing again. Because it would cut the loop down just a little, and that would make me happy. I'm easy.
That quality of life stuff, and then just more. I just want to see more content. Like if this is just going to be like another character that gives us a little daily task or something, it might be interesting for like the first, time or two that I do it. But I want something that's a little bit more longevity than that.
Agree.
I think it does make sense for them to bring in new villagers at this point. They could easily bring in the ones from New Leaf, the special Nintendo ones. I think they had the Zelda ones and the Splatoon ones.
That'd be cool.
I think we talked about this pretty recently, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we hammered
went
into
over
this pretty recently.
hardcore.
I'm excited for more. We'll see what it is, and we'll talk about it on the show after. But let's see what they do. I'm curious.
I have high hopes. Yeah, it is on next week on Friday, so we won't talk about it on next week's show, but the week after that. Yes.
Sounds good. I'm happy for the Animal Crossing community. I know they're going crazy over it.
People are cautiously optimistic.
Oh, really?
We've been burned before.
We've been burned before. We can't do it again.
We can't do that again.
Man.
Last bit of news thrown in here. It was announced today that the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition was announced for all the platforms, inclling Switch. I think this was also leaked. This was like
worst kept secret. Yeah.
It's going to hit the platforms later this year, though no specific release date has been announced for any platform at the moment. And not too many details shared either, just the fact that it exists. The only little statement we got here, the Definitive Edition will feature across-the-board upgrades, including graphical improvements and modern gameplay enhancements for all three titles, while still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals.
I'm excited. I might actually pick this up on Switch just to replay Vice City, because of these three, Vice City is my favorite, and like this is the kind of game that I would love to have in suspend mode on a handheld that I can just pick up and go and pick up and do a mission. Like this sounds perfect. I'm pumped awesome. To play these games again.
I've played like maybe 20 minutes of GTA in my life total. It's always been a friend, like, because obviously I'm a Nintendo player. There haven't been many opportunities for me to play GTA. I would consider this if the price is right.
I agree with that.
Maybe wait for a sale, like just to dip my toes in it and be like, okay, I've experienced GTA.
Yeah,
this is a good move. A very good move by Rockstar to do.
Yeah, it is.
Refresh the franchise a little bit. Not go away a little bit. GTA 5 a little bit. They've been going through that flame for a long time now. I see Donnie very excited for this. Like we've talked about why this is good. I'm pretty excited to see what this kind of looks like. I'm sure it's going to be as what we've seen before, just the best version that it's going to play, and I think it's going to play just right on Switch. So that's probably the perfect console to put these ports in.
I'm the kind of person that will, if I do get this, I will probably not do any of the main story or missions.
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Just, go around the world and find what kind of stuff to
Shenanigans.
do. Shenanigans, yes.
I'm super curious to see, because there's tons of licensed music in these games, and that becomes an issue over time. I'm curious to see how much they have to replace and the breakdowns of that stuff. Because I suspect part of the reason this took so long to do is the music licensing stuff. So but Vice City for me is like one of those games I have very fond memories of. I will put that in suspend on my Switch and play it forever. Yeah, buddy, let's go.
Love it.
I'm so excited.
All right, we have one lone question here because the rest of
we put them up. We put them through. Yeah.
So shout out to Kevin for coming up with a question that was not related to anything we talked about. Thank you, Kevin. He wants to know, do you guys still take care of your Switch like it's your baby, just like 4 years ago? Like slowly, carefully docking it, putting it in your Switch case to avoid dust and dirt. He says, I still do.
I do. I do this with my Vita and my DSs as well. I have a thing about handhelds. I wipe them. I wipe the screens. Like I can't.
I wipe the screen.
I wipe the screen. I keep it in a case. And I have a light and a regular, so I leave my regular docked. My big boy.
Okay. When you say wipe it, is it like a dust-free?
Yeah, I use like a microfiber because I get the handprints.
You get the handprints and fingerprints and everything. I originally was careful with my OG Switch. When I put the Hori Split Pad Pro controllers on the sides, I felt like a Fisher Tech Price toy once again.
It's true.
And I just did not care. I put in that Switch in my backpack without a case.
Oh, no. What's wrong with you?
And it was totally fine.
Stop that.
And then I took it out. I was like, all right, I'm playing. It's funny. You should see my Split Pad Pros now. The control, like the sticks are kind of messed up.
No.
But guess what, guys? No drift.
You troll. You monster. I'm
somewhere in the middle of both of you. Like I will wipe the screen, but I'll do it with my shirt, not a nice.
That's fine.
Cloth. I will not throw it into my backpack like a maniac.
What is wrong with him?
I won't do that. I have that. Oh, I wish I had it here. That little Animal Crossing mini backpack where there's actually a little slot like specifically for the Switch.
Right.
I'll put it in that because it doesn't fit in the case in there. But I'll like gently toss it onto my bed.
No,
or the couch.
There we go.
But I'm not like a monster about it. Like
Garrett's just closing doors with it. He's just slamming it in the refrigerator. He leaves it in the freezer.
Stopper. Yeah.
He uses it as a door stopper. He stores his
works. It's like
stacks,
amazing.
You stack Oreo cookies on the screen while you're playing. You're a monster, clearly.
I wouldn't want to be careful putting it into the dock. I'll smush it into the dock.
Oh, you two make me freaking crazy.
No,
I want to make sure it's a nice tight squeeze,
Yeah, just kind of wiggle it around there.
Yeah, sometimes it cracks, but that's okay.
Just I'm having anxiety, like visually imagine you guys just being like, screw this thing and just shoving it in there. I hate it so much.
I can just see like scratches going on as you put it in the dock, like
I like take mine out gently by grabbing the Joy-Con and slowly like I'm like this with my Vita too, like I keep it all clean and
I
fresh.
do have a screen protector on it though, so if I do throw it onto the bed and it falls, like nothing bad is going to happen. There's a protector on it.
And everybody'd be like, wow, these Joy-Cons sure have drift. Throws Switch. Like, what is wrong with you people?
So when I bought this thing, the Switch Lite, the Pokemon version, I dropped it on the first day, and now the game card slot is kind of messed up. I think it's doing okay though. I don't put physical games in there.
You guys are monsters. I don't know what to do with it.
You can see a little bit of wiggle room right there.
We have 3 levels here of very.
Yeah, we do. We have
switches.
I baby mine. I enjoy this comment in the chat. I put it on my dock, and getting it out is like diffusing a bomb.
Yes, Kevin. That's who asked the question.
That's me. I'm like that. Yeah, I feel you, Kevin.
Oh,
I do it too.
The funniest thing, I traded in my OG Switch to GameStop. They looked at it and it's like, yeah, this is okay. This is perfectly
Did you tell
fine.
them that you're a monster? Did you inform them that you're a monster human?
They looked at it as like, they didn't even mess with the Joy-Cons that much. There is drift in those Joy-Cons, but I didn't tell them.
Yeah, but they're not going to test. I mean.
No, they don't care.
They test it?
Well, they just moved it around a little bit. But not
they don't
too
go
much.
into the little.
No, they don't go into that. They don't care. They get paid $10 an hour. They don't give a crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
And they just assume everyone's a monster, like Garret is, and just throws it through his house.
It still works.
Just, you know how people take off their jacket and they throw it on a chair? I just envision you doing that in your house with your Switch. No case on it, just like wherever it lands, that's where it is.
I do have a really nice case, actually. The first year that I got that the Switch was out, I bought this really nice case.
Oh, that's pretty.
From an Etsy user. I think it's Blue Roboto. I'll have to double check on that name.
Like a little purse.
It's a really nice.
And you don't use it for anything.
It fits the
and you don't use it
and everything. I used it for the first year, but look, there's a little
pouch.
Oh, look, the thing you're supposed to use to wipe the screen. You
never heard of it.
I did use this a lot, but ever since I got my little Animal Crossing backpack, it fits really nicely in there for where
Donnie is gonna listen to this, and he's gonna be just like, all y'all except Elaine are making me anxious.
It's a magnet.
I want that. That's cute.
This
That's
is
what you
really
have to-
nice. It's a handmade case. I do recommend this for people who like cases.
You should send me the link to this Etsy store.
I will. It's kind of expensive and it takes a long time to get here, but it's worth it.
I don't care. I
Worth
have
it.
too much income now. This is a problem.
Actually, I bought a laptop keyboard cover finally to cover some of the buttons. So after I eat my Cheetos and lick my fingers, that it's okay.
That's not good.
I want y'all to know, anybody who's never met me and is listening to this podcast, I eat my cheese-based snacks with chopsticks so I don't get crap on my controllers and my
the
keyboard.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I eat
Smart.
everything like that. I eat
Oh,
Takis
so
like that.
good.
I don't want red fingers. It gets under your nails. You're
Yeah.
nasty.
I always
nasty.
wash my
You're
hands
nasty.
very carefully before I play on my Switch because I don't want the Joy-Con to get all messed up.
That's
my
true.
God. Just
I guess you can clean it, right?
I could just feel the oil on the Joy-Con sticks
I
right
know.
now.
Mine does have like the oily back from like just the natural oils on my hands, and
Yeah.
it kind of has that shine. I don't know how to
It's
get rid
it's
of
a
that.
good reflection.
Start
going
wearing
on.
gloves. Yes, you guys.
How do
are
I
gross.
get rid of that shine from the oils on my hands?
I mean, I don't.
It's alcohol. You should use an alcohol
Yeah, you could
wipe.
probably use a little alcohol wipe. Only
Yeah.
on the back, not on the screen. You guys stress me.
no. Well, I
No,
have a
do it in
screen
the vents
protector.
too.
What?
No. No, what is wrong with
No.
you? Don't listen to the man who throws his Switch through his house with reckless abandon. Okay,
I'm loving this. bit.
raising my blood pressure.
Good
Like
stuff.
this is yeah. But
man.
yes, Chad, I eat like Takis and Cheez-Its and all that stuff with chopsticks. If I'm
I
gonna play
actually do
games.
too when I have the time.
Yeah.
I do that as well. I can't put stuff on my fingers that much.
I don't like it. The Cool Ranch
Yeah.
Doritos might be the only exception.
Cool Ranch
fingers.
Doritos are so freaking good. Oh
Dude,
my
the best
they're
gosh.
so good.
Ranch fingers. Yeah.
That's our new thing.
Ranch fingers. I'll just
Ranch
run around the
fingers.
house screaming ranch fingers at my children. This is why my kids think I'm a nut. Like, this is why.
Yep. Yep.
I love how this conversation has derailed. This is
Yeah,
good.
perfect.
This is a good
Perfect.
one.
It's really good. Elaine, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, I think I'm hanging out with you, actually.
you
Oh
wanna
my
hang out?
gosh.
Yeah, let's hang out. You want to hang out?
Let's hang out.
Let's
We
hang
are
out and take
hanging
pictures
out.
together.
They're not
Most
inviting me.
people who-
We invited you. You don't
are
want to drive.
Very much invited.
Shut
Garret.
it down.
Very much invited. For those of you who are listening to the live show or listening to it before Saturday, the Too Many Games convention in the Philadelphia area is this weekend, and me and Elaine are going, and we're gonna meet, and we're gonna hang out, and we're gonna do awesome video game stuff.
I'm pumped.
I'm very pumped. I've been there once, and it is a very fun convention.
Yep.
I'm curious to see kind of what it's going to be like with pandemic
COVID
protocol and stuff.
Yep.
It is all mask. Worry not. But yeah, it'll be fun. We'll take a
I'm
picture
pumped.
together. We'll post it, and yeah, if anyone's there and listening to this,
Come say
Well,
hi.
for us.
I like
Come
to
say
say
hi
hi.
to us.
Wave
Yeah.
to us and tweet us. You know, I'm ET Dragon on Twitter if it's not been linked, and everybody knows Rebecca's Twitter.
Forest
She has all the
Minish, yes.
yeah, there it is. But like, yeah, if you're there, say hi. I have to figure out what shirt to wear, what video game shirt to wear. I don't know what shirt to
Ooh.
wear. I have like too many options. I don't know what to do. Like I'm just. No, I will. I'm gonna bring my chopsticks just to snap them at her if she tries to do that.
They cheated
Stop
in
it.
front of you.
But
Man.
yes, very excited.
Pumped.
Garret, you are invited to drive 5
I know.
hours to come
Pumped,
hang
yeah.
out.
That's
with us.
true. I'm invited to
Not too
drive
late.
a total of 10 hours to.
Total of
It
10.
would be worth it. It would be worth it if you
We're
would have told me like a
delightful.
month ago. But
We're-
I don't know now. I gotta finish something this semester. You know, I gotta graduate.
Ignore that. No, who needs to graduate? There's a video
That's true.
games.
That's true.
Play
You
the
are
video
right.
games. Play the
But
video
yes,
games.
that-
I'm excited to see what cool retro stuff we can run into there too. I will probably buy dumb things. Just get ready.
I'm
internet.
bringing money.
Oh.
is what
Oh
I
yeah,
Of
let's
course.
go.
You need at least like a couple
And-
$100 for these things.
I'm gonna
It's
make poor
insane.
choices. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
poor
And
choices.
Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, is going to be there.
I need a signature. How do we?
You
get
guys
that?
need to get together with him.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
we'll
that
put
would be
on the
dope.
tag. Yeah.
Probably going to be a super long line, but you know what? We have all day. Let's do
We'll
it.
have to see what we do. Yeah, we'll have to see if
Let's
we can do
do
it. Yes.
So we'll be sure to update you on our adventures of
Yeah.
that.
Well, there will be pictures on Twitter.
There will
Get
be,
ready,
there will
kids.
be.
Get ready.
Yes. But until then, we have lots of video games to play this week, and I'm super excited
Yeah.
for next week. I feel like every single time I keep saying like I'm super excited for next week, just because, like I said, this is a good time to be a Nintendo
Yeah.
fan.
Yep.
It is. Yeah.
But yes,
Pumped.
let us know what you're playing. Let us know how you like Dread. Come join our Discord. Come tweet at us. We want to
Tweet
hear
us
it.
always. Yes. Send us
Until
pictures
next
of your
time.
OLED so we can be all jealous.
Yeah,
Damn it.
do it.
And have huge FOMO
Do it.
Oh,
do it, do it.
Garrett.
until like a month later when they're back in stock. I'll be
You'll
fine.
get one. You'll get
You'll
one.
be fine. You'll get one.
You'll be good. All right. Until next time, Koopalings. Thanks for listening and see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.